I almost did it this time. I almost remembered. But now I remembered. So if you're watching this live, hit that refresh button, please. For some reason, YouTube makes me constantly click to monetize my content. Yes. Yes, fool, I'm clocking in. I would like to get paid for work. Can't I just set a button and always everything I always post will always allow me to be paid for work? Does this really have to be something? Because as our regulars know, I stream this through Restream. I don't even look at the other tabs. This is a new phenomenon. Look, woe is me. I'm complaining about something that I was fighting for months with the help of our TNAM trash pandas, our regulars here, to restore monetization. So, it's a good problem to have, which means I've sort of caught back up. 14, 15 years of content, finally monetized again. But just like how I saw once I went live, I had to click the button right there's that there to unmute. I didn't click to mute. I just clicked to unmute. I need to go click to monetize. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Broadcasting to you live from the Orion Spiral Arm of the Milky Way Galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of a disappointed Columbus, Ohio community who had to endure the loss in the Big Ten championship game to the Indiana Hoosiers. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Monday, December 8th, 2025. And this right here, the thing that you are watching today, well, that thing that you're watching, that would be called, there we go, the TNAM Daily Show. TNAM stands for the new American media, because the old American media has failed you. Oh, yes, it has. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. That's why we do what we do. Thanks for hanging out. I heard Scott Adams talking today during his podcast, and he was saying, aside from us being a place where, maybe I give you a reframe, maybe we cover the news, and maybe we teach each other about what's happening. We've discussed on this program how I do sort of consider myself to be a bit of a teacher. And in the comments section, we teach each other. That was what I was saying, is we teach each other. We rifle through the rubbish, separating fake news from fact. We're a bunch of raccoons digging through trash. Because the news will give you tons of trash. We know this. But aside from that, what Scott was saying is, there's people don't have a lot of friends these days. I feel like that's the case. I used to have, I have a million acquaintances, colleagues, general well-wishers, people I know, people that know me, but I mean, like, how many real friends amongst the group? I consider you to be friends, the regulars here at my bar. My name is Brian, the bartender. Welcome. Pull on up a seat, pull a belly on up to the bar. Yeah. But this is a place where we gather and we hang out. A lot of you work. I mean, you'll tell me, I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm cleaning, I'm doing this. But we're hanging out, we're talking. You're typing in comments. I try to incorporate some of these comments, not all of them. Come on. You want to incorporate all of your comments, get your own damn show. And then maybe I'll leave comments and you can maybe incorporate some of the things that I type into your show. But it's a place where we chat, where we hang out. And I appreciate the community that we've built here over the past 14 and a half years. So please link up with us in all of the places. By the way, let me tell you, it is Christmas time. Merry Christmas. If you would like one of the new American media coffee mugs, they're black and white and red all over, just like the newspaper used to be. If you would like one, let me put it up on the screen. There we go. We have a Venmo at Brian Engelman, BrianEngelman. Shoot me $40. That'll include about $10 of shipping to the Continental United States. I'll send it anywhere in the continental United States. International shipping, I don't know. I'm not doing it yet. And I think that's why I should set up a Shopify store. I think it kind of sorts that stuff out for you, makes it a little easier. But yeah, if you'd like one of these under your Christmas tree this season, thanks to John for making a batch and sending me a batch. Appreciate you, John. Yeah, $40 on Venmo. Put your address in the comments section. There we go. Change that base. And I'll mail one of these out to you. Programming note, we're going to be having a special episode of The Unhappy Hour. By the way, we have The Unhappy Hour merchandise. These are Ohio-made wooden coasters. Look at how thick these are. Wooden-made. Wooden, Ohio-made, American-made. $30 for a set of 4. I'll mail these out to you. That includes shipping. Same with these. You get Ohio-shaped or circular-shaped with our beer logo. And you can get a pin. Look at that pin, the Unhappy Hour Sports Show pin. So it's 30 for 1, 50 for 2, or 25 for the pin, 75 for one of all 3. Shoot me a Venmo and I will mail those out to you. But we have a special show coming up today at 3 o'clock. We're going to be having Bob France. The name of his show has been Strictly Speaking, I believe. He's been broadcasting for a long time. He's been a guest on the program before. I think he was on last year, maybe June, July, August or something last year. We're going to bring him back. He's got some new interesting projects going on. And we're sports fans. So we're going to talk about the college football playoffs, how Notre Dame are a bunch of big crybabies who said, we don't want to be in a bowl game. We should have been in the top 12. It's like you guys are the ones that decided to be independent. You don't have a conference championship to play for. So there you go. You know the rules. I get it. There's pros and cons to being independent or being a member of a league. But we're going to break down what's going on with them. Did Alabama deserve to get in? And we're going to talk about Shedeur Sanders, who had 364 yards passing, 3 touchdowns in the air, and a touchdown running. Still not enough to get the win because in reasons, I guess. But has Shedeur shown us enough to be the cornerstone quarterback to build around? Maybe we don't need to draft a quarterback at the top of the draft next year. So we're going to talk about those subjects and more on The Unhappy Hour. That will, there it is. The Unhappy Hour, that'll be 3 o'clock with Bob France from Strictly Speaking with Bob France. Looking forward to it. So we're going to talk about today. Milo Yiannopoulos has just gone scorched earth, as he is known to do. You'll recall Milo was one of the first people to get banned off of Twitter all those years ago, back in 2016. In fact, we interviewed him. We took a picture with him, rather. I don't think he was talking much. We snapped a pic with him in 2016 at the Republican convention in Cleveland, where candidate Trump accepted the nomination for the party. And Milo went on with Tucker Carlson, and he's got all sorts of stuff to say. He is a raging, flaming homosexual. I believe you have heard him say those descriptors of himself on 1,000 occasions. I didn't listen to the full interview, so I'm not entirely certain where he's at today and what he's up to, but I did listen to a little bit of it about, the hookup culture that he was in and his behavior and his actions in the community and this and that. But all of those things aside, he's been outing, at least accusing people of being closeted homosexuals. Does it matter? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it matters to you. So that would be a question of the day. QOTD, type it in the comments. By the way, hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with a friend, please. Hit the hearts button, or if you're on YouTube, there's a little button where you can press for confetti and stuff. Why are my chats not loaded? Danette was having this problem. Oh, now it is. I had to refresh. But yeah, you can hit this button and it throws a bunch of confetti up, or the hearts button, or the 100, or the wide eye, or the laughter. I think it's a way to communicate with YouTube, Google, to let them know that people are engaged. So then the algorithm says, oh, the people that are watching, they're integrated with the program. let's recommend this show to more people, because once they watch, they become a part of the show. So please feel free to hit those. Like Leon, haha, get your own damn show. But really, that's true. Look, Nick, Dr. Nick came in and he's like, hey, I found your show because you interviewed Adam Kokesh. And he's like, it's inspired me to get my show going. I'm like, that's awesome. You know, that's the Butterfly Effect, that movie with Ashton Kutcher. Muse has a song called Butterflies and Hurricanes. A butterfly flapping its wings on one hemisphere could build and send ripple effects into time that circulate and turn into a hurricane on the other side of the globe. You never know the impact that you have. But the only way that you're going to have an impact is if you are active, if you're actively doing something. If you're not, so be it. But if you are, you never know what it could mean. So the question of the day would be, does it matter? Because Milo has talked about Benny Johnson being closeted gay. And Charlie Kirk, you know, that's a tough one because he's not even there to defend himself. Some would say, well, it's not like he has anything to defend himself for. Being gay, there's nothing wrong with being gay. He doesn't need to defend himself. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, I understand that. Set that part aside. What's going on? What is going on with Candace Owens trying to tear down Turning Point? What is going on with Milo Yiannopoulos trying to tear down Turning Point? Is it just a lot of things are finally coming to light, or are these coordinated campaigns to destroy one of the most important, influential organizations in the, what do you call it? Conservative movement, youth movement, MAGA movement, Christian movement. I don't know exactly what you classify TPUSA, but I mean, it seems like Milo Yiannopoulos and Candace Owens are definitely taking aim. So we're going to play some clips and talk about what's going on. Tell me, does it matter? Question of the day, does it matter? Yeah, I guess it's a two-parter. Part A, does it matter? Well, I guess it's how would it matter? Because if someone's lying about the core component of who they are, what else are they lying about? That's you sort of start there and spiral out. So it either matters because they're gay, or does it matter because they're lying, misrepresenting about who they are, which just casts a shadow on everything else that they're representing about themselves. So that's happening. We'll talk about it. Also, Cinnabon. Did you see the Cinnabon story? Remember the lady, what was her name? Shiloh Hendricks, I think. That was a unique enough name. I was able to spin the wheel in my Rolodex and figure out in my contact list who is the lady on the playground. Said she thought one of the kids was stealing from her, and then she said something mean, and then she got doxxed and had to restart her life. Well, apparently there was a lady working at Cinnabon, and an altercation occurred. Allegedly, she was getting harassed, and well, you'll see what she did, and you'll see how Cinnabon responded. I'd be curious to get your thoughts on the topic, as well as all the other things that we can find happening in the world. If there are any stories you want to know about, hit like, hit subscribe. Go to our X feed at American_media_ and tag us, and we will take a look at those stories you share with us on X. We can reshare some of them and talk about some of them on the daily show. So that's a good way to do it. Yes, hello, Lake Leon, Marion. What is up, everybody? John, of course, Droopy Dog, everybody. Welcome to the show. Oh, question of the day. We got one, and we'll launch it. Question of the day. It doesn't matter, but don't like talking about someone who can't defend themselves. Not cool. Yes. That's, you know, shooting fish in a barrel, or just it's cheap shots, or it's lazy, or it's slimy. number one, does it matter? Is it even a slur that you need to defend yourself against? But I guess if you're gay and you have a heterosexual family and you're presenting all these moral values and these Christian values, but you're living a double life, like, yeah, it casts a big shadow upon the person, the legacy, and the organization. So yeah, I'm extremely suspect of anybody trying to do that to someone that can't defend themselves. I can definitely empathize with that perspective for sure. So we're going to talk about that and more on today's program. So buckle up, grab your cup of coffee, because today's TNAM Daily Show, well, it starts right now.
Your guide to the truth, the new AmericanMedia.com.
All right, everybody. Hit like, hit subscribe, find us in all the places. Thank you all for being here. All right, let's go. We're going to start today's show off on our X feed, because these are a lot of the stories that we're going to cover will be covered here. All right, sharing full screen. Let me figure out how I want to do this. This side. Orientation selection. Whoa, what is that? Did I do something? No. Okay. Here, I'll go with that for you. Okay, let's take a look here. Scott Bessent is having an interview. This is the All In podcast, talking about the Federal Reserve. Take a listen. Elon Musk says it's true with the laughing and crying emoji. How do we feel about the Fed? Well, don't we all feel the same way about the Fed?
My worry is that the Fed is turning into universal basic income for PhD economists. Right. That I don't know what they do. They're never right. If you were to
maybe you should double the number of PhDs. If you go to 700, they might get it right.
Well, look. I mean, if you were to look at the central value tendency versus how they've done, it's shocking.
Right.
It's shocking. You know, I said, like, if air traffic controllers did this, no one would get in an airplane. My worry is that the Fed is.
There you go. Universal basic income for PhD economists. I don't know what they do. They're never right. And if air traffic controllers did this, no one would get in an airplane. All right, pop culture news. Did you see the new movie by chance? Did you see Wicked Part 2? The Wickeding? The Wickening? Wicked Part 2, The Wickeding. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. But yes, what's this? Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande received Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress nomination. Well, which one is actress? Which one's supporting actress? I mean, they're both they're both like major characters. I mean, I guess the green one is the actress, and then the other one is the supporting actress, I guess. I just thought it was like co-stars. I don't even know how you split that up, because I did watch the first one, and that was my take. I was like, well, yeah, they should probably both get nominations. Yeah, they're both good. Like, it's, you know, they do what they do. It's a well put together thing. But who's the lead and who's the support? Like I said, I guess the green one because it's about her. But I don't know. Anyway, if anyone cares about that, that's happening. And if a question of the day, have you seen the new Wicked? If so, what are your thoughts on it? I've talked to people who watched it and they love it. Also, Paramount is launching a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers, according to Discussing Film. They're going directly to shareholders with a bid valued at $108.4 billion. Yeah, something really odd is happening with Paramount. You remember there was that big legal battle with President Trump? There are so many people that have been sued for wrongdoing and violation of civil liberties. I'm not even sure what exactly the allegations and complaints were about changing. I'm trying to remember. They all blur together. Was this CBS and editing a Kamala Harris interview to make it sound like she said something she wasn't saying, which is election interference and deprivation of civil liberties. And I forget exactly what it was. But in order for them to do their merger, they had to settle that lawsuit first. Then they settled. And then they paid South Park $1.5 billion. They are flush with cash somehow. I'm not entirely certain what's going on. Curious if any of you have thoughts on what's happening, why it's happening. But they're on a spending spree. So are they going to be able to purchase Warner Brothers? $108.4 billion. Keep your eyes peeled. All right. Thomas Sowell Quotes shared us this one, discussing differences between men and women. I mean, I can't believe we have to have this conversation, but there's so much damage done by the Obama administration, all their backward, divisive rhetoric, backward ideologies, gender confusion, gender dysphoria, genital mutilation, child abuse, just so much of the Democrat platform pushed by Obama and his ilk for the past 20 years has rippled through society. Men in women's sports, men creeping in women's locker rooms. What social contagion, what mind virus caused this to happen? Why did the media go along with it? Why do are there any normal Democrats left in that party that would say that's not right? You don't put a dude on a volleyball team to spike the ball and give the girl a concussion and permanent brain damage. That happened. You don't put a dude in the water to go swim and beat the other person by 50 seconds. That's why there's a men's division. Yeah, but he felt like he's a she, so he's a she, which means she's a she, which means she is a real she. It's not how any of this works. Anyway, here's this conversation shared by Thomas Sowell Quotes, debating the differences between men and women.
James argues, accurately, that there are differences between men and women. This is a strange position to be in, to be arguing for something that is so universally and widely accepted within biology. What is not as widely accepted is that culture is also evolutionary, but I'm going to argue that biology and culture are both evolutionary. Let's look at differences between men and women that are explicitly anatomical and physiological. Are men taller than women on average? Does anyone take offense at that fact? Are you irritated?
There's always a standout.
So I would say you could be irritated by it. You could be irritated by the fact that women have to be the ones to gestate and lactate. You could be irritated by a lot of truths. But taking offense is a response that is rejection of reality. So men and women are different on height, they're different on muscle mass, they're different on where fat is deposited on our bodies.
Bone density.
Right? Our brains are also different. So there's
Security! This is what happens. Oh, did they shut off the volume? Can you hear? Can everybody hear?
They damaged the sound system on the way.
He's a piece of shit. That's not okay. Even the women in there have been brainwashed.
Should not listen to fascism. It should not be tolerated in civil society. Nazis are not welcome in civil society.
What a a bunch of dorks. Do these people have any shame? Portland State University, I believe this is. The sky is blue, water is wet. It's literal fascism, Nazi, bleh. I got my goofy Democrat talking points. I just got to vomit these words out. Bleh. Have these people no shame?
Police!
Oh, yeah, and the police, right. F the police. Because men and women are biologically different. Okay. You know, just keep in mind, if you're arguing with someone online, they might be someone like this. Don't let it get to you too much. Some of these people are lost. Some of these people are just paid actors and actresses. Don't mock and ridicule appropriately, because this is just goofy.
Power to the people! Thank you.
Power to the people. Yeah, like all the women that don't want dudes beating up on them in sports or creeping on them in the locker room. You're right.
All right, well, we're going to raise our voices. The conversation's going to go on. Let me be crystal clear. Let me be crystal clear. People do not have the right to tell you what you can and cannot listen to. People do not have the right, fringe elements of society do not have the right to hold you hostage to discourse.
Yep.
This is a university. If we cannot have this conversation here, we can't have it anywhere. We have to be able to talk about it. No issues will solve themselves. That sort of behavior is unacceptable.
All right. You know, I believe that's an older video. I think I might
James
have heard it
argues
before, but I feel like society is healing from this Obama doctrine of just backward craziness. You want to dress how you want to dress and it makes you feel good. That's cool. Whatever. What do I care? Just keep the dudes out of the locker rooms with women. Keep the dudes out of sports with women. That's it. Pretty straightforward. And there are biological differences. We are not the same exact creature. We are not. And you don't get to just wave a wand or snap your finger and go, oh, look, I'm a dude now. No, you're not. Like, you never will be. Never will be. You just, that's not how it works. I didn't design it, but that's not how it works. I don't get to become a turtle. I don't get to become an astronaut. There's no amount of work and effort I can put in to become a woman. I could have 1,000 surgeries and 1,000 hormone cocktails. I'm going to be a dude who's had surgeries and had cocktails. You don't get to just become. What was the name of the Obama book? Becoming. Michelle Obama, Becoming. That was an interesting title for that book. All right, what's going on here? Elon shared this. Children should be proud that whites in the West ended slavery worldwide, which had existed for thousands of years. This is from Brett Pike.
Why don't schools teach the role?
Oh, doggone it. We got music. I can't play it.
For 600.
Yeah. They're saying that for thousands of years, there's been slavery. And wars were fought to abolish it. America fought to abolish it. Well, can't play it. Wanted to play it. Music ruined it. Darn you, music. All right. So what is this? Let me play you this brief clip. There's more to it. Oh, is there a longer clip? 10 seconds, 38 seconds. All right, let's play this one. So this is an interaction that occurred at a Cinnabon. This lady's here working. And so the people behind the counter, well, there's only so much video we have. So let's take a look at what happens and listen to how people are describing it.
I think you could tell us what to
I am racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruined your life, by the way.
Oh, you're talking about respect? You're talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker. You're not.
You are fired from this place, motherfucker, is what they say. The story is that she was getting harassed.
I'm not gonna be working here.
Oh, can't play that because of the music. She does the Degeneration X thing. I can't even play a clip of that because this is so stupid. If you show anything WWE, they'll take you down. Okay, let's get past that. Go back to it.
Suck what?
Doggone it. So she's saying suck it. That was like the Degeneration X wrestling thing. She's flipping him off. Doggone it. I can't play it with the music. This is just a common theme. Okay. I thought that video was going to be one I could share with you.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
Okay, here, this is the one I was trying to play for you. So this is the Cinnabon in Bay Park Mall, Wisconsin. Digital gal here says, Crystal, a dedicated employee at Cinnabon, was working her shift when a Somali couple reportedly tried to intimidate her. Instead of addressing the behavior of the couple, Cinnabon chose to fire her. So there's now a Give, Send, Go campaign. How's that doing? Unknown error. Let me search for Cinnabon. Okay, Give, Send, Go. That's not working at all. It's just not working. So there's a 403 error. The website isn't working? Okay, hang on. There was a link, givesendgo.com. And there's a 403 error for their website just isn't working. Okay, now you can log in. Let's try and tell you what it's up to. Listen to what they say to this lady while she's working.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person? Excuse me, what the actual F does that have to do with getting bakery goods? Sexualizing your body makes you a what?
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna.
She says, "Are you recording me?" And you're giving me grief, saying, "Do you think sexualizing your body makes you a better person?" Customer completely out of line, and now filming to harass, intimidate, agitate.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yes.
Do you want me to throw water on you? That's nigger. I am racist.
So idiot for
And
real.
you are a nigger.
You are an idiot. No,
I
I'm
am
not.
racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruined your life, by the way.
Oh, you're talking about respect? You're talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker.
You are fired from this place, motherfucker.
You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Suck what? Look how you
Suck
fucking look
it.
like.
What's wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking ugly bitch? Get the fuck out of
Ugly?
my face.
Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You're the ugliest person I ever seen in my life.
Good.
Fuck.
Your fucking
No, we're
face
not.
for
No,
what?
we're not. No, we're not.
Because you know damn well you're a
That's
fucking
respect.
evil
That's
fuck.
respect. Keep squeezing that caramel, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
That was meant for you.
Sexualizing.
This whole altercation begins. I mean, we see the part that we see. Parts of this are clipped out. My understanding is she's trying to give them these roles, these Cinnabon.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person. Completely inappropriate conversation from a customer. Completely. Her reaction was harsh. How would you feel if you're working and you're getting bothered by people like this? Do you think sexualizing your body makes you a better person? Excuse me, sir, this is a Wendy's. You've heard that meme? Like, what are you doing? You're out of line. So let's get into the what a bunch of weirdos. Free the World here says sexualizing your body makes you a better person. WTF does that have to do with baked goods? Effing weirdos. Yeah, so Ahmed here says the video shows the end of the situation. We don't know what was the beginning. Did the couple bully her or try to provoke her? Was she the one who was bullying the couple at the beginning? Yeah, I mean, I don't think this happens out of the blue. Oh, that's right. They started recording when they pushed her too far. So anyway, Cinnabon says we've seen the disturbing video from the Cinnabon Bakery in Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin, and we do not condone this behavior. Well, you would think that they don't condone the behavior of someone recording and inappropriately talking about sexualizing. What did he say again?
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. Sir, this is a Cinnabon.
Are you recording?
And start recording you. Like, what is that all about? Like, that's creepy weird. Cinnabon says we don't condone this behavior. The former employee was immediately terminated. Did you ban these people from your store? They have no right to come up to people working and start laying into them with all that garbage. Former employee was immediately terminated by the franchise owner. Their actions do not reflect our values of the welcoming experience every guest deserves. What about the welcoming experience that the employees deserve? All we have is what we have there. There's no universe where you're ordering a Cinnabon roll and you want to hear a lecture from somebody talking about you sexualizing your body. What are you talking about? I'm at work in work clothes. But that's right, Marion. That's crazy. I thought they wanted women covered head to toe. That's the story that I'm gleaming from this. And of course, we only have bits and pieces selectively edited. I would hope that there was a camera recording that entire interaction. If that store had a camera out that went and an audio microphone that was recording all of the conversation, which they should. I'd love to see the entire interaction because the beginning of this is completely out of line by these customers. Completely out of line. You didn't like the mean word that she chose to insult them after she's being recorded and harassed.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person? Sir, this is a Wendy's. Sir, this is a Cinnabon. But that's what they want. They want to cover him up head to toe like a ghost from Scooby-Doo. That's not freedom. That's not being better. It's actually very strange. Like, oh, if these attractive women can't cover up, I cannot control myself. Well, that sounds like a you problem, dude. It's not a lady's fault if you can't control your animalistic impulses. Take the tarp off of the ladies and control yourself. Look in the mirror, you pig. Oh, I'm too attracted to this woman. I must take her right now and defile her. How about go to hell, go to prison for the rest of your life? No, they must be covered up there. That's the only way that I cannot abuse them. That's a you problem, not a her problem. Lake Leon, no soup for you. Kenneth, no buns for you. Well, what was that? Well, them Duke boys seem to have got themselves into a heap of trouble again. Yeah, I don't know. Putting the sin in Cinnabon. Yeah, what was the look at this lady. What are they saying? The fact that there's 3 inches of arm? Is that the sin? That she has her sleeves rolled to her elbow, past her elbows?
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person? Putting the sin in Cinnabon. Oh no. There's like get a load of those gams. She's showing some ankle. Appropriate? Not appropriate. Appropriate? Not appropriate. Do you think having or showing or sexual? What does he say? I've said this 20 times. I should memorize it.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
You think sexualizing your body makes you a better person? Uh-huh. Ooh, it's so sexual. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum dun dun dun. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum dun dun dun. Bum 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 bum. You want to focus on the mean word that she said after she was harassed by this group? Have at it. She's lost her job because she was harassed by these people. There's no universe where you should have to subject yourself to some creepy dude talking about you sexualizing your body while you're at work. Fuck these people. Now, this is just an initial reaction based on little bits of clips. I don't have full context. I'm calling for that Cinnabon to release the full video. And if they're not, why weren't they recording that? Why aren't they recording their cash register at all times? Why aren't you having a recording like this? You've noticed how much these fraudulent accusations of police abuse have dropped now that most police are automatically required to wear body cams. Yes, it protects the public, but mainly it's protecting the police from false accusations. Putting the sin in Cinnabon. Do you think sexualizing your body makes you a better person? The fuck you talking about?
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yes.
I'm going to record you. Yes. I'm going to record you. Yes.
Sexualizing. Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yes.
I'm going to record you. Yes. This feels like harassment from the jump. I'm interested to see if we can get more info. And I also want to find out what is her name? Well, I tried to click on the Give Send Go to help Crystal, and oh, now it's working. So her life has been ruined by these people. And people have raised $106,000 for Crystal. Tom Hennessy put this campaign together and says, meet Crystal, a hardworking white mom doing her job at Cinnabon. 2 Somali customers decide to make her shift hell with intimidation. Instead of banning the offenders and backing their employees, Cinnabon fires Crystal to keep the nons happy. I don't know what nons is. We're not letting this slide. Funds go to making sure Crystal lands on her feet after this betrayal. No white person should lose their job for refusing to be harassed by Somalians. Tell me in what universe it's okay for customers to come in, start recording you, and start pushing buttons and giving you grief like that. So yeah, no buttons for you. The sins of the father. What's the rest of that phrase? The sins of the father. It's about the next generation. Sins of the father, quote, befall upon the children or something. The Old Testament, You shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I am the Lord your God. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and the fourth generation of those who hate me. The sins of the fathers, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children who unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Exodus 25. Marion. Oh, stop it. Oh, Brian, stop it. I'm losing control. Yes. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, do you think sexualizing yourself makes you a better person? Yes, I am recording you. I am recording you. I'm going to ruin your life. Vamos. Lake Leon. Sounds like a good gig. Who will I call a word and get a check? Life is good. People are tired of the abuse. People have been getting, yeah, well, she said a bad word. In reaction to these bad, inappropriate, out-of-line attempts to ruin her life, oh, no. She said a mean word. In reaction to these people trying to get her fired while they were harassing her for the crime of, what was sexualizing her body? She had her approved shirt that does a V 1 inch below the collar. The sleeves were up to here. This is insane. So this is something that's going on. I don't know. I don't intend on making a donation, but I'll share it because it's an interesting story. The goal was $109,110. That's a very strange goal. At that point, they raised $20,000. Now they're up to $106,237, $106,320. It's still going up. The more people talk about this story, people are just tired of getting harassed. Tired of getting harassed, targeting white people, trying to ruin their lives. That's a key component of the Obama doctrine, the Democrat Party platform. People are just sick of it. People are tired of it. If there's more to the story, we'll reassess. I don't know. Like I said, I don't plan on making a donation. I'm not encouraging you to make a donation. I shared it in case somebody does want to support this lady whose life was turned upside down. You think sexualizing your body makes you a better person? Yes, I am recording. I do want to ruin your life. Okay. Anyway, people are talking about that. Now you've heard it. Now you know what's up. All right, let me go back to the other page here and keep going. Johnny St. Pete says, Cinnabon is owned by Roark Capital Group, who owns Go-To Foods, which is a private equity firm of the parent company. They fired Cinnabon Crystal, but she claims the couple was sexually harassing her prior to the incident in order to trigger her to get her on camera. The company also owns Auntie Anne's, McAllister's Deli, Jamba Juice, Seattle's Best, Carvel and Moe's Southwest Grill. Will they release the full video from the inside security systems? In the meantime, her Give Send Go has raised over $70,000. Of course, it's higher now. $106,322. Make that 327. Every time I click it, it goes up. Where's the full video, Cinnabon? You know what? That's what I'm asking for. Let me quote this at Cinnabon. We call upon you to release the full, unedited video to prove or disprove. Oh, I can't even show this small. Prove or disprove the accusations that these customers were harassing your employee. No employee deserves to be sexually harassed at their place of work. Have you banned these customers? The world is watching. Because we are. Mario Knopfel says U.S. woman harassed by Somalis for not wearing a hijab. Is that? I didn't hear that in the video, but is that what she's claiming? That she should wear a hijab? No. No. Nobody's wearing a fucking hijab. She fought back, got fired. Now she's raised $54K. Of course, that's more now. Showed her angrily confronting a Somali couple at Bay Park Mall. Video doesn't show the couple allegedly harassed her for not wearing a hijab and only hit record after provoking her. Cinnabon rushed to fire her, calling the reaction disturbing. No mention of what led to it. Now, Americans are fighting back. Her Give, Send, Go fundraiser has exploded past 54,000 and counting. They tried to cancel her. Instead, they made her a cause. Insider Wire says before the video, Crystal was harassed for not wearing a hijab by the Somalis. Let me ask Grok, at Grok, is this confirmed? Have at Cinnabon finally released the full video? What we can observe is clear sexual harassment from the couple. Affirmed that the customers tried to bully Crystal about not wearing a ghost mask at work. A ghost mask at work. As Cinnabon finally released the full video, what we can observe is clear sexual harassment from the couple. Grok. I'll do it again. At Grok. Has Cinnabon released the full video? The full video or banned the customers? Hold on, Kevin Stefanski's trending. Yeah, look at this one. That's how things used to be in 2015. You're a racist. Wait, what? 2025. You're a racist. Fuck off. It's been so overdone. All right, why is Kevin Stefanski trending? Did he get fired yet? Oh, Shedeur Sanders is the Browns starter for the rest of the season per Kevin Stefanski. Okay. That's good news. All right. Sorry, I was wondering if he was finally fired. So Texas Sands puts this out and shows these pictures of these 3 blonde women who were annihilated by 3 black men. By the way, flip this. Can you show me 3 black women who were annihilated by white men in the past 40 years? Can you find me anywhere? This is happening on a weekly, monthly basis. Irina Zarutska and the lady who was set on fire on the train, I don't recall her name. And then the other one, I think she was on vacation. There's too many to even remember where they're at and where they're from. Texas Sand says rejected instincts or stayed relaxed versus didn't relax. Yo, but her reaction was inappropriate. Well, not having a reaction is allowing people to become a victim over and over and over again. You don't think that starts to build up over time? Oh, it certainly does. That's an interesting case, an interesting point. You're going to harass me at work? No, I'm coming after you now. No. There's no more fragility. There's no more acquiescence. There's no more sitting back and holding your tongue and maybe this will go away if I don't pay attention to it. F that and F you. Harassment is, that was so last year. I'm not putting up with it now. Anyway. Politics on X. Cinnabon thinks it's okay for Somalis to tell white women, look how you fucking look. Apparently white women should be ashamed for simply being white.
Don't be disrespectful. You ruining it. Look how you fucking look. Don't be disrespectful.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I kind of missed that.
Don't be disrespectful. You ruining it. Look how you fucking look. Don't be disrespectful. You ruining it. Look how you fucking look. Don't be disrespectful. You ruining it. Look how you fucking look.
Look how you fucking look. Yeah. Employees don't deserve to be harassed like that. I'm very sympathetic for food service workers. Very sympathetic. I've worked from Hardee's. I used to work the chicken. I would make the fried chicken. Cooked the burgers. I was a line cook. A little bit of register. Never did the drive-thru, I don't think. I've been a server. I've been a bartender. I've worked in hospitality a long time. You know, you have no right to go into a place and start harassing the worker there. Yeah, but after they started it, look what happened. She deserves to be. How about hit reset and ban those people? Sexually abusing her at work. Get out of here. Ban for the mall should ban them. Look how you fucking look. Goodbye. Anyway. Companies owned by Go-To Foods. Schlotsky's, Moe's, Southwest Grill, McAllister's, Jamba, Cinnabon, Carvel, and Auntie Anne's. And this one says, start to resist or cease to exist. That's Irina Zarutska, just sitting there, minding her own business. Some black dude slices her throat and ends her life. No apparent reason. This lady's just working at Cinnabon, getting harassed by two Somalis, a black man and a black lady. Look how you fucking look. Start to resist the harassment or cease to exist. Yes, banned from the bun. Time to Bud Light Cinnabon. Look at me. I am Cinnabon now. Franklin grows tired of immigrants and their behavior. You know, it's just these cultural flashpoint moments. They speak volumes. I don't know. The beginning of the altercation appears to be, how do you do sexualizing yourself? Are you recording me? What the hell's wrong with you guys? You want me to throw water on you? Get out of here. I don't know. Yeah, but she said a mean word. Yeah, she did to some mean people. You know why they have mean words for mean people? To accurately describe that you're a piece of garbage in very unflattering, unfriendly terms. What provoked it? Yeah. Anyway, I've publicly called now through X. We've tagged Cinnabon twice. Share the whole video. Release this. This is not going to end well for you. You're choosing the harassers over the lady who was harassed. So, all right, let's go from that weird story to this one. Laura Loomer shares this. Here's Milo Yiannopoulos. Well, I'll share the clip on Tim. So Milo's going on Timcast. Milo's going on Tucker Carlson. I'll give you the Laura Loomer reaction to this once we hear the clip from Milo Yiannopoulos, who we spoke with the day he got banned on X.
I'm always a couple of days behind watching on the show because I've got stuff going on. But somebody tweeted today that Candace said that she believed that they were about to get a divorce. I think he was gay, I think he was gay. And
come on, you know that you do know that I've criticized. What? Like I'm sorry, Tim, but like, why would you even go there? Like to say something like that?
Oh, I'll tell you.
No, the man's dead. You're calling now. You think he's gay?
That's when people can talk. That's when people can tell the truth. I'm always a couple of days behind watching on the show because I've got got stuff going on. But somebody tweeted today that Candace said that she believed that they were about to get a divorce. I think he was gay, I think he was gay. And
come on, you know that you do know that I've criticized. What? Like I'm sorry, Tim, but like.
And we were there when this guy was. What was this guy? Oh, she doesn't tag him here. Ousted from Congress. He was there in the Bronx when I was reporting for Real America's Voice with Posobiec. And that was Charlie's network, or the network he was on. George Santos, I believe, is who this guy is. So Laura Loomer has a reaction to this because Milo's out there talking about, Candace said, I think they were going to have a divorce. And then Milo saying, I think he was gay. Ooh, that's a good one. Glazed and confused, Kenneth. That's a good one for the Cinnabon. Glazed and confused. So Laura Loomer says this. And there's so much backstory and so much infighting. It's really pissing me off. I just want to focus on destroying the deep state Democrat demonic party. I don't want to subdivide MAGA, conservatives, libertarians. If you're anti-deep state, anti-demonic destruction of our country and our way of life and our civil liberties, I want to focus on that. Republicans, conservatives, libertarians, MAGA, infighting. Fucking stop. For the love of God, like, take care of the biggest threat right now, and that's the Democrats. Just keep them from getting any power. Defeat them in every race in these midterms. You got a year. Focus. It's like you just want to grab Milo and Candace and all of them. Loomer, Marjorie Taylor Greene, DeSantis, Trump, Massey, Ron Paul. Just shake the shit up. Put them all in a cage and just shake the cage. It's like, guys, theoretically smacking them around. Peacefully, of course. Focus on removing any Democrat power. All of it. Destroy that party. Oh, you're gay. No, you're gay. No, you're going to get a divorce. No, you're going to get a divorce. What is with this catty backward bullshit? What is with the constant fighting? Ugh. Maybe it gets clicks. Maybe it gets ratings. Maybe it gets money. And that's why people are addicted to it. Maybe. How is any of this helpful? I don't see it as helpful. Anyway, more inside baseball. Laura Loomer says Marjorie Taylor Greene's intern and speechwriter Milo Yiannopoulos, who spends a lot of his time living inside the Rome, Georgia home of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, that's a lot of backstory there. I didn't know he was an intern for her and a speechwriter for her. And I don't like Laura Loomer calling her a fucking traitor because I think Marjorie Taylor Greene has been one of the better, higher batting average players on our team being the anti-deep state demonic Democrat Party. Sort of almost said that properly. Marjorie Taylor Greene's intern and speechwriter Milo, who spends a lot of his time living inside of her home, went on that's very close. Went on Timcast to say Charlie Kirk was about to divorce Erica Kirk before he died and that Charlie was gay. Milo also used the episode to say Candace cares more about Charlie than Erica Kirk cares about her own husband. Milo, who runs MTG's social media and writes her speeches for her, by his own admission, also claimed that Charlie hasn't been buried and could even still be alive. Marjorie Taylor Greene, real Candace Owens, and Tucker Carlson were all together this week at Tucker's Christmas party in Nashville, Tennessee. Tucker, who had Milo on his show this week to talk about homosexuality. Now, the same week Tucker had Milo on to talk about homosexuality, Milo is calling Charlie gay. Tucker is still set to be the keynote speaker for the upcoming TPUSA AmFest. It appears that all the attacks on Charlie Kirk and TPUSA were originated and plotted at Tucker's Christmas party this week. Again, MTG should be pressed on why she allows Milo, a foreign national who was fired for pro-pedo comments, to work for her and live with her. He is allegedly paid through Isaiah Wortman, who served as the campaign manager for MTG and who now also employs MTG's daughter, Lauren, as I have previously reported. Milo shared a few things because he also says, behold the gayest thing Benny Johnson has ever done, besides calling himself Benny. Well, to be fair, Benny is a, BuzzFeed News. Benny worked there in 2014. The story was that he wrote was called John McCain's first mention of Twitter on the Senate floor is adorable. I don't know if I've ever heard a straight man use the word adorable, to be fair. That's not evidence, Milo. Milo says, wait, no, hold on. Wait, there's more. BuzzFeed author Benny Johnson on BuzzFeed staff in 2014 made an article, said the 8 sexiest bachelors of Congress. DC, let these beefcakes warm you up. To be fair, I couldn't imagine a straight man ever talking about beefcakes warming you up. Now, I understand what BuzzFeed was. Is it still around? It's very tabloidy, so you probably write these things in a certain way. You probably just get randomly assigned stories anyway, but maybe not. I don't know the inner workings. Milo says there are people out here acting like they didn't know Benny Johnson was gay. He also wrote in 2014 for BuzzFeed News, let's be honest, straight guys, we all like butt stuff. Oh boy. This is where we're at. We are very unfocused on the task at hand, aren't we now? Now, what is this? Milo says there are dozens of these. This appears to be an accusation from the ferocity.bsky.social. An unfounded, as far as I know, unfounded accusation that says from Saeed Jones, I made out with Benny Johnson in an empty dressing room at BuzzFeed holiday party in 2013. It haunts me to this day. Anyway, it's funny that he's done literally everything but come out of the closet. Men will literally become traitors to their country rather than go to therapy. Okay, Milo's sharing an unconfirmed accusation. Jackie Che says, I knew that Milo was still deeply, deeply lost when he mocked Dennis Prager's injury. This is just icing on the rotten cake. Pray for his true salvation. Milo said, God's wrath has found Dennis Prager. This was in March of this year. And his many and terrible sins. I gather he recently fell out of the shower and severed his spinal column. Paralyzed. Quivering, drooling, silenced. Such a freakish accident worthy of Final Destination. What to call it but an act of God? I don't know why he hates Dennis Prager. Dennis Prager seems like a pretty fantastic guy. Very smart, very sharp. Not sure why he came in so hot on that. Carrie Smith said, for a long time, I was one of those Pollyannas who believed that Milo's conversion might be real. I was so happy for him finding God. But here he pretends that Christian discernment would help one come to see Candace is in the right. No, brother, Christian discernment helps Skimming. Anyway, it keeps going. Is that the same clip? I think this is the same clip, so I'll just play this. This is what they're referencing. Milo says, in order to see what's substantially sick and wrong about Erica and Turning Point requires spiritual discernment or just being a mom.
Look, I think that in order to see what is substantially sick and wrong about Erica and Turning Point, and to give Candace the benefit of the doubt and to support her, I think it requires religious discernment. I think it requires...
Sure, if Candace was serious, she'd come out and call out Erica personally.
I think it requires...
Do it, Candace.
Who knows what that Scottsdale gold digger would say or has done? Nobody.
So you're saying Candace is scared to call out Erica?
I didn't say she was scared. I said...
Then why won't she do it?
What she might have. We don't know. We don't know what the results were. We don't know what's going on.
What do you mean? On her show, she has never explicitly insinuated Erica... Like, she's never explicitly stated.
She said...
Insinuated, yes.
Well... Isn't a bigger question why Erica hasn't called her? Because she said, if Erica asked me to stop, I will. Erica hasn't. That's a bigger question for me.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Because if everything she's saying is wrong, and Erica, the CEO of Turning Point, can stop it with a phone call, why didn't she?
Because she can't.
Why didn't she say it?
Because Erica can't stop it with a phone call.
But think about the fallout. Okay.
I don't think she could.
Pitter patter off to a state. Single party consent law. Call Candace. Tape it.
Yep.
Say, I'm calling you. Because you told me, with witnesses around, including people who don't like you. Candace, you said that if I call you and ask you to stop talking about my husband's death and the theories around it, that you would. I'm calling to ask you to stop.
Agreed.
Why did you do that?
Because Candace would win, as you have stated correctly, but not because she's right, but because that's the public perception.
What is PR 101, Milo?
Know that.
What is the first thing every PR professional person, like in PR 101, what is the first thing they tell you?
Yeah, don't repeat the libel, obviously. But okay. So what if it was done privately? Because what I'm saying is, when I say
she would then go on her show.
When I say tape it, right? When I say tape it, I don't mean tape and release it.
I know. I'm saying
I just mean tape it.
So the thought process, literally from Turning Point, and I'm telling you this as I literally.
I know you've heard from directly. I know you have.
Directly, they said
I know you have.
When we tried addressing it, it got worse. We don't. PR 101 is say nothing.
It got worse because they bungled it. In addition to the fact that
there's no not bungling it.
So you're saying she wins regardless?
When you are,
Candace,
let me put it like this.
I'd like to point out.
Why aren't Turning Point better at lying?
I'd like to, Sweetie Pumpkin, Ms. Owens, Candace Owens is inevitable. Tim Pool. Like, that's what you just said. That's what you just said.
Okay, and?
So get on board, boy.
Milo, do you think, Milo, let me ask you a question. Do you think that if you were...
So this is where we're at. Laura Loomer now saying Benny Johnson's wife, Nurse Kate John. Okay. Just suggested that she and her husband are planning on suing Tucker Carlson's latest guest, Milo Yiannopoulos, who Tucker brought on his show this week as an expert in homosexuality. Since the interview, Milo and several of the guests seen at Tucker's Christmas party this week have been accusing Charlie Kirk and several TPUSA staffers of being gay, including Tyler Bowen and Benny Johnson. The timing of this and the theme of the podcast discussion when Tucker had Milo on his show this week makes this way too suspicious, and the attack appears to be coordinated. Once again, it sure does look like Tucker is the ringleader of the destruction of the MAGA movement. Why is he still being invited to be keynote speaker at TPUSA's AmFest in December? So yeah, Tiffany said, "Hi, Nurse Kate. Off subject, but Milo's on here totally destroying you and Benny. It's not good. It's BS what he's doing." Nurse Kate says he needs prayer and a good attorney. So we will follow. All right. So Milo shared in reaction to Donald Trump, President Trump, the only reason Marjorie Trader Brown, I read this one to you before, Green Turds Brown under stress, went bad is because she was jilted by the President of the United States. Certainly not the first time she's been jilted. Too much work, not enough time, and her ideas are now really bad. She sort of reminds me of a rotten apple. Marjorie is not America First or MAGA because nobody could have changed her views so fast. And her new views are those of a very dumb person. This was proven last night when washed-up Trump-hating 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Stahl who still owes me an apology from when she attacked me on the show with serious conviction that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was produced by Russia, not Hunter himself, totally proven wrong, interviewed a very poorly prepared traitor who in her confusion made many really stupid statements. Okay, no, this is a new post, I think. My real problem with the show, however, wasn't the low IQ traitor. It was that the new ownership of 60 Minutes, Paramount, would allow a show like this to air. They're no better than the old ownership who just paid me millions of dollars for fake reporting about your favorite president, me. Since they bought it, 60 Minutes has actually gotten worse. Oh well. Far worse things can happen. P.S. I hereby demand a complete and total apology, though far too late to be meaningful, from Leslie Stahl in 60 Minutes for her incorrect and libelous statements about Hunter's laptop, President Donald John Trump. Milo says this is beneath contempt from a president who has proven once again this term to be all talk and no action. In all Christian charity, Mr. President, you know what? I can't even finish that sentence. Shame on you. Team MTG till I die. Lizzie Marbach clips this from Milo with Tim Pool, claiming that Charlie spread lies about Milo that were very damaging to him.
Now let me tell you this. I have Charlie on tape telling chapter presidents that if they book me, and this is 2016, 2017, okay? If they book me, he will dissolve their chapters. And he did it on the basis of an outrageous, utterly untrue lie. I was married by then. I was like so stupid. I was completely in love with that guy. I have a completely faithful marriage. It was utterly untrue, and he used it to extinguish me on campuses. I was cancelled immediately after Berkeley, so it looks like I went out at the height of my fame. But as you know, there's a lag, right? And I had a tour booked up to Berkeley, but for 9 months prior to that, I couldn't get booked anywhere. I was, because the smart thing to do when you're like that is to book next year now, right? Yeah. I couldn't book anywhere. And I found out, and I have evidence, I have the tapes, more than one, that he made up that lie to seize a monopoly on college campuses. And it worked. And he told people that I was having sex with underage students and that I was selling them drugs. Now, I can understand why I might buy drugs from a student, so it was a particularly stupid lie, although I didn't. I can understand why, I'm not going to tell you I didn't have a line of Adderall at a frat party. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm sure I did. I know I did. I remember I did. I remember doing it. But never in a million years did any money change hands for anything like that. And never in a million years did I have any sexual contact with any student at any university on my tour. You can't produce one. Nobody's ever been able to. But Charlie told everybody that that's what I was doing on my bus tour. And so when, we talk about this, when we lionize this figure, it's important to remember what we're doing.
So he's clearly got a personal animus, a personal beef. Is it warranted? Well, I don't know. Charlie's not here to defend himself now, is he? Which makes this super shady, potentially shady, maybe, is what I'm aiming at. Kenneth asking, is that his hair or a hat? I believe that that's a hat. Looks like a Rastafari hat, man. Maybe. So yeah, Milo did just disappear for a while. Maybe he was pushed out by Charlie Kirk so that he could have the monopoly of college speaking. And, I don't know. But instead of fighting the battles that I think we should be fighting, we're relitigating this with only one person able to defend themselves. So it doesn't mean Milo's wrong. But Milo's always been brash. He's always been a little radioactive. Dangerous to have in the movement. Anyway, Milo says, Milo brings positives and negatives. A lot of people do. Anyway, he shares this. Hillary meant to say we totally lose control, which would have been sinister enough. But what tumbled out was even more terrifying and more truthful. This is a one-on-one with Hillary Clinton on CNN.
If the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
What was that last part? We lose total.
Just the social and psychological, and it's not just we lose total control.
Thank God.
We lose total control, and it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm. Yeah,
you cause real harm. BNO News says breaking 7.2 magnitude earthquake hits off northern Japan. Tsunami advisory issued. Keep your eyes peeled on northern Japan, earthquakes, etc. Let's take a look at the AP poll. Indiana football, for the first time in program history, is number 1 in the AP poll. Oh, God, they dropped Ohio State to 3? That's goofy. Oh, well. And they got all 66 first-place votes. All right, so there you go. Here's a chart shared by Drew Pavlu, replacement level migration in London. Take a look. Elon says this is simply and indisputably what has happened. You look at this blue, this is white population in 1961 in London. 1971, it goes from 97.7 to 92.6. Decade later, down to 86.6. Down to 79 in 1991. Oh, down to 59.8 in 2001. Down to 44.9 in 2011. Down to 36.8. This is the complete demographic reset, invasion, overthrow of a country. 36.8. Imported. Oh, there's a crisis. There's a migration crisis. No, no, no. You're trying to replace the citizens of sovereign nations with illegal alien invaders who are not citizens. By the way, you look at the chart there. There's black, there's mixed, there's Asian, there's white other. I don't know what white other is. How is white other different than mixed? I don't know. But this is definitely a coordinated plan. Down from 97.7% to 36.8%. Very intentional. Andy No reports that 2 more Antifa suspects pled guilty in the first federal Antifa terror case in U.S. history, bringing the number of convicts to 7. They admitted an Antifa cell was involved in the Texas ICE ambush shooting. Take them down. What's this? The new FIFA World Cup match in Seattle on June 26 had already been designated as a pride match before the fixtures were decided. Now we know the teams who will play in it. Egypt and Iran. Both nations have draconian anti-gay laws. So that's going to be interesting. Let's check in on Maduro. Emerald Robinson has been reporting. Don't know if it's true or not, but she's been reporting that it was discovered what Maduro and Venezuela were up to in rigging United States elections and elections all across the, what did they say, 70 or 90 countries? According to Emerald Robinson, don't know if that's true or not, that different voting software machines and processes were rigging elections all over the place. Maduro was behind it, and guess what? Now Maduro's facing the heat. Here's an update on Fox and Friends. Senator Rick Scott weighing in on what's coming next in Venezuela.
I really believe we're going to have, before Christmas, we're going to see Maduro out. And let's remember, he's an indicted drug trafficker. He lost the election. He's not the president of Venezuela. He's the head of drug cartels. And so I'm very appreciative of what this president's doing to get rid of the drugs and getting rid of these people that sell drugs and try to kill our kids and our grandchildren. So look, whether he gets arrested and put in prison the rest of his life like Noriega from Panama, or whether he goes to Turkey or Russia or China, I don't really care. All I care is that we get back to no more drugs. Armando Gonzalez got elected. He's the rightful leader of Venezuela. Let's get back to the democracy and the freedom and the opportunities that Venezuela has. It's a rich country with wonderful people. They have every reason to have hope for the future, but it's got to have to be by getting rid of Maduro. I really believe.
All right, all right. Gina says, oh, yeah. Let me tell you, under duress. Here, let me put this on the screen. For countervailing views on health and elections, anything with health and elections, go get your countervailing views. It's cdc.gov, who.int, and cisa.gov/rumor control. Go get your countervailing views. Gina here, freelance writer, says, doctors were paid to jab. Hospitals were paid for COVID cases. People paid with their lives. Yeah, my brother amongst them. It's time government, doctors, and big pharma pay for their crimes against humanity. Amen. So in on that. Overdue. Will Pope says President Trump ordered Pam Bondi to correct past misconduct related to the weaponization of government against J6ers and to recommend appropriate remedial actions. But to date, there have been no remedial actions to provide restitution to the lives that were crushed by the DOJ. Wouldn't it be nice to fix that? The ringleader of the seditious, Svetlana Lakova says the ringleader of the Seditious Six, Maggie Goodlander, has been plotting against President Trump for nearly a decade. Goodlander, the wife of Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan. They say Jake Sullivan may have been the real president behind the scenes. He was a top advisor to the Attorney General Merrick Garland. Goodlander avoids answering why they did not catch the J6 pipe bomber.
And Congresswoman, before we run out of time, while it's top of mind, New York Times reporter Glenn Thrush was just on set talking to us about frustrations within the Justice Department with the Biden administration and with Merrick Garland about not bringing charges against the pipe bomb suspect sooner, despite having the same consistent body of evidence. You were an advisor to Merrick Garland. Was this part of your conversations at all? And do you have any insight into why charges were not brought under the past administration?
Well, I can't speak specifically to that particular case or the details of the investigation, but what I can tell you is that in my time, my years serving at the United States Department of Justice, what I saw were nonpartisan, patriotic public servants who believe in our Constitution, who believe in the rule of law, who believed in upholding it, who believed in protecting civil rights, and who believed in delivering a fair deal for the American people. And it is heartbreaking and deeply disturbing to see that department today. It is a shadow of its former self.
Yeah, that was a non-answer. Thank you very much. Quick reminder, we have all of our tip jars out at the bottom of the screen. Rumble rants and super chats on Rumble and YouTube, as well as subscribing on Patreon. Or if you want to send a nice holiday gift, Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. So this one here, Matrix Mysteries, says we were even told to label newly arrived illegal aliens as long-term disabled, even for headaches or back pain, so they'd get Social Security for life. Once they're classified, that's it. They're set forever. That's exactly what they wanted us to do. The woman in the video appears to be Jill Noble, a Missouri activist known for testifying on refugee resettlement issues before state lawmakers, discussing practices allegedly occurring in Missouri. Wall Street Ape shared it. Depicts Becky speaking directly. No, Becky or Jill? I don't know. Too much to sift through. I've watched this video before. Lake Bum says, I was assured that this didn't happen. So yeah, just a reminder that we need to dig into all of the fraud in Social Security. All of the fraud to sell your votes, to sell your country away to illegal alien invaders. Cat Turd says, I'm glad this story is finally getting out. He drove 8 hours all night to get to my house. Thank you for quickly finding out how bad the threats were. Local cops for responding before I even knew it was happening, and the FBI for a quick arrest. I immediately contacted Matt Walsh, Benny Johnson, Laura Loomer when I saw how dangerous it was. No matter what our differences, we all have to watch each other's back and work together as the left continues to escalate its violence toward us. Benny Johnson says, this man showed up at my home where my wife and children live. He was ranting about me and went door to door in my neighborhood, trying to find me, terrifying my neighbors. We believe he was armed and fled before the cops arrived. He then explicitly and publicly threatened the lives of Matt Walsh and his wife and children. Recently showed up at Cat Turd's home, ranting and raving about me and Matt Walsh and Laura Loomer. Thanks to the FBI and DOJ for investigating these threats and swiftly arresting stalker Andrew Ayar. He was clearly spiraling in a dangerous way. I don't like to speak publicly about this stuff because it involves my family and their security. I'm sick over it. But I have an obligation to amplify this case as it's one of the multiple ongoing criminal prosecutions for threats against my family. Over the past year, I've watched my president get shot in the head and my friend get assassinated. Things are spiraling out of control wildly. There are real-world consequences for psychotic rhetoric and lies amplified online. Enough. For threatening my family, expect me to fight back with full force. There's nothing I wouldn't do to protect my family. I would gladly die for them. This is good versus evil, darkness versus light. The battle is spiritual. With Christ, we will win. President Trump appears to be mad at Henry Cuellar. Probably this is lack of loyalty. Henry's daughter's not like. Next time, no more Mr. Nice Guy. Short time after signing the pardon, Congressman Henry Cuellar announced that he will be running for Congress again in the great state of Texas. As a Democrat, continuing to work with the same radical left scum that just weeks before wanted him and his wife to spend the rest of their lives in prison. Well, who's telling President Trump to issue pardons? Why did he give that one? I don't know. Lives of TikTok says, why does Normal Community High School, home of the Iron Men, allow teachers to wear political propaganda messaging to school to teach kids? This teacher's wearing a Abolish ICE shirt. What a goofball. Abolish locks on your doors. No immigration, no customs. Journalist Nick Sorter got hit in the face by a Hispanic protester in New Orleans. Second time today, Nick Sorter has been assaulted by a leftist.
Oh, that's wrong. No, you did. That's a cool flag. That's not the American flag.
You might be able to do that on Honduras, but you can't do that here.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna lay hands on me. That's not really what I do. You can't get control over your own people. It's really bad, guys.
Here's another one. Any volume? The volume's almost gone, but this is a violent attack here against Nick Sorter. You have the right to be putting hands on people in public. And check out this thread connecting decades of American and 30 other countries, allegations of vote fraud to 2020, Maduro, and the Hail Mary audible that saved the 2024 election. Super long thread that's fascinating and terrifying. Is it true? So check that one out. Well, like I said, today we're going to be doing a second show at 3 p.m. We're going to bring in Bob France. We're going to talk about the NCAA playoffs, talk about the Browns, talk about Notre Dame, talk about the Buckeyes, Indiana, and more. That'll be coming up at 3 o'clock. So I think that's where we're going to wrap it today. And we're going to circle back around at 3 for our second show. Thank you for being here. Let me see if there's anything else on X that I wanted to get to or anything happening that I'm unaware of. Oof. I don't see anything off the top of my head. All right. Playoffs? Talk about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Exactly. Lake Leon watches our show on Strictly Football. I believe that's going to be tomorrow. Strictly Football at 3 p.m. Eastern. 3 or 4. That's Strictly Football. Myself, Mike Barra, Jim Mitchell, and Ezrael Robinson. Strictly Football tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Once again, reminder, if you want any merch for Christmas, mugs are $40, coasters are $30, 2 for $50, and the pins are $25. Just shoot me a Venmo and include your address. Tell me what you want, and we'll get those out to you. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'll be back in about an hour and 13 minutes with the Unhappy Hour Sports Show. Thanks a lot, everybody. Peace.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.